Hi and welcome to my video. Today's video is the 7th, I believe, update for the Project 10 Uses Eyeshadows Only edition. In this project, I have 5 eyeshadows in at the same time. To roll them out, I need to use them 10 times. To roll in new eyeshadows, I use the master prompt list by Laney. Laney's YouTube channel is gonna be linked down in my description. Please go check her out. The first shadow I have currently in this project comes from my ABH Norvina palette. It is a shadow in here called Rose Gold. Here it is. I have absolutely fallen in love with this shade. Here it is swatched out, absolutely beautiful. I roll it in for a shadow that starts with R. This one, it has been in this project since like May. So in May I used it once, in June I used it twice, and then in July, or like since the last update, I have used it 6 additional times. In total, that means 9 times. So close to rolling it out, but not yet. So it's gonna stay in for one more update, and it is a guaranteed rollout for the next update, but I am not gonna roll anything else instead of it. At the moment, I could, but I am a bit overwhelmed with all of the eyeshadows that I am trying to like use in all of my projects. So this is gonna stay in for one more update. The next shade comes from my Morphe 18W Natural Wonder palette. It is a shade in here called Scorched. What a wonderful shade name. Here it is. I'm gonna swatch that one for you as well. I pulled it in for a prompt red matte, which it is the closest thing to a red matte that I could find in my whole collection. I have mostly used that shade on my lower lash line, and you will see in the pictures as well. Before the last update, I had used it 4 times, and now since the last update, I have used it 6 additional times, which means 10 uses, and this one is gonna be rolling out. The next prompt I got was a shimmery blue or metallic blue or something like that, and I chose my Natasha Denona Xenon palette. And in here there is a shade called Ebb. Here it is. It has a little bit of a dip in it, but that is just because I use it as a liner. Not that I have used it so many times, because I have only used it once since the last update, and that is today. Altogether in this project I have used it 3 times. Here is a swatch of it. It's kind of looking like 4th of July or something like that. Anyway, the blue is gonna stay in, I assume, for quite a few months, because I am actually currently trying to use, trying to hit pan in a black matte eyeshadow, and I use that as a liner. So I can't really use this one as a liner right now, because my whole focus is going to that other liner shade. But I used it today once just to get that one use on it, just to not like have this weird update with no uses on one shadow at all. The next shade I rolled in the last update, it comes from this little Colourpop quad called Violet Edit B, and I pulled in this shade down here called Love Letter. I pulled it for the prompt monochromatic palette, which this is, and here is a swatch of it. I absolutely love this shade. I am in love with it. I am actually planning on using up the whole shade, because this palette is broken and it is driving me nuts. I dropped it, this whole shade fell out, and most of this one crumbled as well. Whatever was still left in the palette though, I repressed, and now I want to use it up just to get rid of the whole palette. These 2 shades I really don't care about. It's only this one that I want to use up, and then I can just toss the whole palette. So since the last update, I have sadly only managed to use it twice. That really doesn't show how much I love this shade, but yeah, 2 uses. I didn't bring this with me on my holiday. I did go on a holiday to Greece, and this didn't come with me for obvious reasons. If it did, I am pretty sure I would have hit my 10 uses on it. And the last prompt I got was a shadow from my least favorite palette. And surprise, surprise, I chose my Colourpop Cabana Club palette. And there is a shade in here that I do actually quite like. Here it is called Bikini. Here is a swatch of it. I do actually like wearing this one as well. I feel like it is quite perfect for summer, as the name calls for, huh? I rolled this in the last update as well, and I did use it 4 times. So nothing else is rolling out except for the red shade Scorched. We'll see whatever is going to be the 5th shade that I'm going to be rolling in after I show you some of the looks that I have created in the past month. So in the first look, I am using the shade Bikini on my crease. In the outer part of my lid, I have Rose Gold, and on my lower lash line, I have Scorched. This is a very simple look that I did like many and many of times. And I feel like it is very cute and pink for the summer. The next picture is actually taken in crease. I look very sunburned here, don't mind that, but overall in this picture actually I am only using rose gold, and it is again in the outer portion of my lid. I didn't have any of these other shadows with me on my holiday, so I tried to get as many uses out of this shade as possible. Clearly didn't use it as many times as I could since I didn't hit my 10 use goal on it, but that's fine. The next picture is me back home. Here I have this purple shade in my crease. I have rose gold in my outer portion of my lid again, and I think that's it. And the last look is actually the look that I'm wearing today. I literally took it while sitting in this chair getting ready to film. I have the purple again all over my crease. I have it as a liner, as I told you. All over my lid, actually I have rose gold, but I have it topped off with a shade from my Panda palette that I am currently trying to use up. On my lower lash line, on the outer part, I have Scorched, and on the inner part, I have Bikini. So I used all 5 of these shades for this look today that I am wearing. So I have on my laptop pulled up the master prompt list by Laney. I am using the duplicate prompts removed list, and I also have a random number generator pulled up as well. So let's generate one number and see what it is. It is 17, and 17 correlates to brown shadow matte. Okay, I definitely have plenty of those. Let me go pick out the perfect one and I'll be right back. So I am back, and it was actually harder than I thought it would be, and I chose to pull in my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette, and here is a shade in here called Mesh down here. It is quite similar to a shade in my Panda palette called Culata, but honestly every brown matte is a bit too similar to some shade in my Panda palette at the moment, so I just decided to go for it and choose a shade that I know that I will enjoy. Here it is swatched out. It is quite light. Here is the whole new color story, and here is the whole old color story. We went a bit more neutral than the old one, which I like. I think I'm gonna keep having some fun with these 2 shades for sure, and this one just one more use. This one, I think it's gonna be a mental struggle for me to reach for this one over the Panda palette one, but we'll see how that one works out. And this is on a buy stand at the moment, waiting for me to hit pan on my black shade. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing as well. Thank you so much, and bye bye.